Hey folks, today what we're going to do is we're going to go over ghost effects, unlinked effects, a glitch rack that these things will be put in, and also BinkLooper. It's a looper that you can automate the recording and stuff to, and it's fantastic. It's really cool. I could spend a whole video just about that thing. I might. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, again, always on Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. It's there. It's there. But I meant, yeah. But yeah. So thank you for watching the video, and like and subscribe. Leave a comment. It always helps. It always helps. And yeah, let's get to the video. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need is we're going to need some audio, right? If you have pre-made audio, or you can use samples or whatever, that's fine. But for me, I'm just going to make a beat. Quickie beat. Okay, so we have our beat. Let's turn it down a little bit. We have it. Okay, that actually sounds kind of quiet now. So let's go ahead and turn that up to right there. And we're not going to need a MIDI track for this because everything we're going to be doing is routing audio and then applying effects to the audio signal. So we're going to need two audios. We'll call this channel effects, and we're going to use a looper. But one of the things that I actually come to figure out is with the loopers and stuff like that, the one that's built into Ableton, it's pretty cool and stuff. But what you cannot do is you cannot use automation to arm the recording and start the recording. So I got a new looper, free. It's a Max for Live device called BinkLooper. I'll have a video in the description. A link in the description to the video. It's a great live looper, and a guy named Bink Beats does it. Again, I'll put a link to the video that explains the Bink looper in depth. But we're going to use one of those too. But we're going to use our standard kind of ghost effects, unlinked effects. So as always, we're going to need a blank audio clip just because we need the clip to hold the information that is going to be our automation effects. So let's just record that. Let's turn everything off here. Just a little something, little quiets, and cool. All right, from here we're gonna crop it just because that's what I do. All right, we're gonna call this blank. All right, so now let's actually get our audio effects rack going, and we're gonna start playing with effects that we want to hear affect our signal. Our music that we're gonna want to glitch out to and use these ghost effects too. So what's some good stuff? A beat repeat is always good. We'll throw in an auto filter because why the heck not? Redux for downsampling. We'll put that before the beat repeat. We'll do we'll pick some stuff here. Let's actually pick let's do large factory. That sounds like it'll be cool. The auto filter we'll leave that in the chain because the order of the chain matters. You got to figure they're sequential, so as the signal goes through, whatever is on the left will start first, and then it'll end all the way to the right as it goes through the different effects. So let's see, an echo. Who doesn't love an echo? Where's that one? The modulated. Let's see, broken pipe. There we go. That's a good one. Let's have the echo before the delay. And let's look. I think beat repeat. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. Stereo panning auto. Well, we could do let's just do an auto pan. Yeah, we could automate the panning. Let's do that before the auto filter, after the beat repeat. Okay, so now we have our audio track, and let's do an external in. We're gonna do it from the If We Believe drum track. Actually, here, let's just call this drums. So now we have drums. Cool. We're gonna set this to auto. Actually, I think auto. We don't need the record because it'll come in, and hopefully, if we click this, we'll see that the audio right here is routed into the channel effects. That's what we hope. Okay. I like it. I like it. Let's actually change this though then. Let's do external in. We're gonna make the drums themselves go out, so that way we don't have things going to the master bus and also our effects channel. So let's just do channel effects here. Okay. Now let's play with some of these. Let's turn these all off. Okay. Alright, we have our first effect here. So the idea, what we want to do is we're going to kind of see these simples right now, but you can change everything that you want to that is allowed within the envelope field of a clip. But so we're just going to set these up initially of things that we're going to like, and we're basically just going to turn these things off and on. I'm not going to do too many modulation of envelopes or effects in the actual clips. I'm just going to mostly do device on, device off, which I think will show the point of what you can do. So let's downsample this. Let's do a... That sounds juicy. There we go. Let's do a beat repeat. Let's do a 12 so it sounds a little... Yeah, that sounds good. Yep, okay, auto pan. Set this up. Let's do it hard and slow panning. Okay, maybe a little faster. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, let's turn that off. Auto filter. Just cut off some of the highs, low pass, and then let's do the broken pipe. Okay, let's unlink these. This doesn't really sound that great. Oh shit, okay. I'm not really hearing a lot of... The idea right now is what you're doing is you're just going to fine tune the effects that you want. Okay. Okay. Alright, that'll be good enough for now. That's a lot louder. Okay, and then we're gonna have the large factory. It's pretty good. Alright, reflect. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, let's do this though because we have a volume difference. I am just going to throw this at the end. And we're just going to do ever so slightly, just a little bit of compression here. And if we're going to do that, then as always, you got to throw a limiter on. You don't have to, but limiters are your friends. Limiters are your friends. I don't think we'll hit it. I don't know why. I would want the gain up. -0.1. Okay, so we have our effects now, and the idea, what we're going to do is we want to turn them off and on. But we can do that, and let's do that first actually, because I want to get to that BinkLooper. And here, we'll call this BinkLooper in, and we'll just set this up right now. We'll not fully set it up. We'll set it up in a little bit, but we're gonna put it in there and we know it's there. Oh, and with the BinkLooper, FYI, You can do audio clips, but you can also loop MIDI, which is pretty sweet, and that's one of the things I believe that the standard looper inside of Ableton can't do. If you want to do automated recordings, like activating the looper, that's where BinkLooper is amazing, and the standard looper can't do. Also, if you want to trigger multiple loopers at the same time, with Ableton's ones, you'll have to go to each track and map it to a device, so that way you can push buttons, but you'll have to push individual buttons to arm each of the loopers. And with the BinkLooper, you can actually trigger scenes. Yeah, I should use my mouse. Trigger these scenes and stuff to arm and start recording on the BinkLooper. But cool, let's get our effects going first, and then we'll deal with the BinkLooper afterwards. We'll save that as a little special. And you can use these in conjunction with the looper. It's just when the looper goes into the effects chain, there's no good way to record it. You can start recording, but then there's no way to clear it. You have to manually clear it with a button. And what I'm trying to do is make a single like effects channel that you can just push buttons on, and it'll just work without having to arm stuff, de-arm stuff, clear the previous recorded loop and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the idea. That's the idea. So let's do this. So we have our channel, but we now need on our blank, because we always want to reset. Because once the effects are kind of on, if they hit other channels that have effects, if that other clip that has effects, if that other clip does not tell Ableton that to turn this effect off, it just continues. So we want a way to reset those, and so the blank clip is going to be the way to do that. So let's go to Redux, device on. We're going to turn everything off on our blank clip. Okay, mind numbing, but you know. And the idea for this part is you really only have to kind of set this up once if you do it correctly. And then you can bring in, other things and stuff and expand upon it. But, you know, if you're happy with the way that the original one comes out, save it, reuse it. Or you can just actually save the channel effects with the blank clip ready to go. Saves you time already like that. Broken pipe. Okay, we have broken pipe turn off, which is our echo. Large factory is our reverb. Let's see here. Compressor, we don't want to mess with that. Okay, cool. All right, so we have these now. So now let's make our first one. What are we gonna have on this one? Let's just have a Redux. Let's just have something simple that we can test. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. And now it's on. All the others are off, and now this one is on. Okay, so now with each of these, just good practice. We don't have any clips right now firing, so I'm sorry, we have clips, but there's no audio or any kind of information in them other than automation. So unlinking doesn't do much, but it's just good practice to have once you start to use clips as containers for effects. So if we play our song here, actually, let's bring in the second camera. Bam. All right. So if we start to do this now, okay, reset the effects, and then this should just be the Redux. Okay, couple other things is, stop this. We actually want all these clips to be not part of the global quantize, because we want them just as you push them, we want them to activate. So we're going to turn global quantize to none. And for me, I kind of like to use the gate, so that way when I hold it down, as long as I hold it, that effect's being applied, and when I let go and push something else, then the effect will, in theory, turn off. That's what you hope. Who knows? Actually, it'll turn off. But okay, let's try this again now. So if we do this. All right, so see, and then I let go, but since that effect is on and no other clip has played to tell it to turn the effect off, it just plays. So that's why we have our blank clip, because the blank clip will then when Ableton hits it, it'll see that the automations turn basically all our effects off. Okay, cool. So let's get some other stuffs going. Let's always copy from your blank. It's kind of handy like that because everything's reset. So on this one, let's do a beat repeat with reverb. Let's do that. So we'll go to our beat repeat, and we're going to turn this on. And what did I say was reverb? Okay, large factory. So now, if we do this, and let's just be bold. Let's just see like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Let's do a couple of these. Let's do, what are the effects? I forget now. Let's do an auto pan. Auto pan, let's do echo. Auto pan echo. So we have this. We come into our, not auto, oh, we have an auto filter as well. Our auto pan is going to be on. And what we're going to do, our broken pipe, which is our echo, we're going to turn that on. So now, actually, let's do this real quick. Let's make these on. I usually I'm a sucker for color coding stuff. So blanks are usually white. I have white in my clip view as always like a utility thing, whether it's for follow action, whether it's for like group effects to reset. That's just what I do. Do what you do, but it's handy to have, kind of just visual reminders of your organization and what things do, because these things can get, Ableton and clip view can look pretty crazy at times. Let's just do all these, and cool. Now I know it doesn't really matter because we're going to go back into the monitoring and they all are just black, or blank and black. But it really does actually help. So let's check this out. Let's push some buttons here. So we've got our thing. Let's play around with our buttons real quick. Got our stereo. Okay, that's sounding pretty cool. Let's just get let's do two more. Let's do two more. So again, take our blank, drag it down. What two do we want? Let's do a beat repeat with auto pan. Let's do that. Beat repeat, auto pan. All right. So we're gonna go in beat repeat, beat repeat, and then auto pan. Cool. But let's also turn on the Redux. We're gonna do a trifecta here. And again, remember, I'm just turning these things off and on. You can make these clip automations as complex as you want. So with just the Redux on focus, so over time, what you can do is have the crush, the bit crush go up. So the longer you hold it, the more crushed and downsampled that you'll be. But yeah, I'm just doing this for just some simple stuff, and so let's try it again. And you can really start doing some crazy things here. Let's actually do one. This is a triple one. This is Redux, beat repeat, and that. So actually, let's just do one Redux. Let's do bit depth. Okay, cool. So we're gonna start it. Let's do it at 16 bits. And we're going to drop it down to, actually, we don't want to go too low. Well, I mean, I guess it is what it is. We'll go to 4 bits. It'll just be nasty. It'll be nasty. But so, let's play. So now we have that's our other Redux. Little stereo. All right, let's do our thing now. So, but you can see as the automation was drawn in, so it actually travels the line. So let's reset, and then we're going to push it again. And you can see it traveling along. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so from here, you can start doing different things. So let's just see, we have an auto pan and a echo. Let's do something with the echo now. Let's, was it broken pipe? Yep, cool. See, so these are all the options you have right here, that you can automate. So you can really create some crazy like glitch effects using ghost effects. One of the things I was trying to think about when I was gonna sit down and make this was, can you create stutter edits without actually buying stutter edit? I have stutter edit and stutter edit 2. They're fantastic, but one of the things I actually find is that there is some sort of weird latency, so trying to catch them when you're holding down the effects, if you're playing something, and catching it when you release it back in time can be kind of, it can be off. It can be definitely off. And I've even made my own stutter edits and stuff. There's always going to be a little bit of latency for filling the buffer and stuff like that. So I was trying to think with Ableton, since a lot of their native stuff runs really, really fast, it's really like, you know, tuned to be as like low latency for performance wise than third party. Stutter Edit is definitely made for performing. You can use it in your compositions and your normal arrangement view, but yeah, it was designed with performance in mind. I think that's what BT probably wanted. I'm not sure. I'm not BT. But yeah, so, you know, the idea is to really come in here and really play around with stuff. This is going to be weird. Let's do some left channel. Ooh, okay, let's do that. Let's do left channel sync. Just remember though, that whatever automations in the clip channel effects that you do, best practice is to go to your blank clip and reset every automation that you've touched. And what's kind of nice is if you actually go under here, because we have a whole bunch of others, and if you just go to show adjusted envelopes, it'll only show the ones that you have actually touched. So if you add others and tracks and have to come back to your blank track to reset those effects, just click this little magical thing right here, and come on, and then just go to show all envelopes. Okay. So next we want to incorporate this BinkLooper in, and the idea with the looper is we want to keep, well, at least for me, we want to keep it small, and we want to have like glitchy stuff. So if say something's playing, it'll loop for like, let's just say an eighth of a beat, and then for that eighth of a beat it's looping. We're jamming through our effects, really making this really rich, textured, stereo field thing. And so yeah, and again, like I said, the standard looper you can't do this with, because you can't automate the recording, the deletion. You might be able to automate the deleting, but probably not, because the clear button on their standard looper, there isn't an automation for it. Yeah, and it's not a Max for Live device, so you can't open it. It's just Ableton stock. And so that's where I was like, man, well, there has to be, somebody has to have made this, you know, before. And doing some research, I went through about 4 or 5 different loopers, and the BinkLooper, as soon as I saw it and I could see what it could do, I was like, that looks exactly what what I need. And then actually I've done a couple of recordings of this video, and every time I keep coming back to the idea that I think this BinkLooper is more powerful than I realize right now, because in my head I keep thinking, I'm like, oh wow, you know, that'd be cool. Oh, you could do that. You could do that. And that whole process for me is like super exciting, because that means obviously like something is good for me. If it's like making me like, oh, I could try this, I could try this. I love when that happens. I love when I get something and it starts to just stir my creative mind and stuff. And I just love that. I love that. But okay. Okay, so we're gonna do the BinkLooper with our glitchy effects and stuff like that, and just to add some more like textures and just other fun stuff, right? Because pushing buttons is fun. One of the things that I've talked to people about is that I don't really put downloads yet. If you want downloads, let me know in the comments. Put it in the comments if you want downloads. But with like default templates, effects, racks, and all that kind of stuff, I really hope that people will make their own, because that's the whole thing, is it's yours, it's your own. If you start with mine, then it's kind of like partly mine, and you should really just go out and explore yourself, because it's not too hard to do. It just takes a little time, and it's fun to do. It's fun to do. But let's get into this stuff. Okay, so first thing what we're gonna do is we have to switch our input. So we're not going to go from channel effects. We're actually going to go into the BinkLooper, and then the BinkLooper is going to go out into our channel effects. All right. And what we need is that we're going to borrow this blank clip, and we're going to call this, let's rename this to record. We'll make it red. And we want this armed like this. So if we play this right now, hopefully we hear everything follow through the chain. Okay, cool. Coolio. All right, so what we want to do is we have to do, so again, there's a tutorial video that I will link in the description that goes over the BinkLooper in depth, really good video. When I was looking for loopers and stuff like that, it helped me decide that this is the one that I was looking for because it can record, clear, and do a whole bunch of stuff in the automated clip view that that the standard looper in Ableton can't do, and other loopers whose names I won't mention to protect the innocent can't do as well. So let's set this up. So what we want to do is let's zoom in, because these things have to kind of happen in a sequential order relatively quickly. But yeah, the first thing that we want to do is get the right thing going. Show all envelopes. Make sure that you do the show all envelopes versus just show the adjusted one. And we're gonna go to not clip. Where's where are we on the wrong channel? Oh, okay, yeah. I always have default channel effects. I'll just make those so you can see them. It's just a auto filter and an EQ. Necessary on every track when playing live for me. Okay, but back to this. So in the clip, let's go to the BinkLooper. BinkLooper. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we have to arm it. And arming it in this sense is basically turning the record on. Again, like I said, the video will show you more in detail. The other person's video will show you more in detail. And it's a great video, and I highly encourage checking it out if you're interested in the BinkLooper. So we're gonna arm it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with like offsets and when it starts. We're just gonna keep it kind of simple. So we're just gonna arm it. We're gonna make the length. Let's start off at 0, and then right here at the second marker, we're gonna let's make it 4, and do that. So it just is a hard cut to 4. And then let's launch. I'm saving one thing for last. It's a little out of order, but here, we'll do it right here. Launch. Let's do the scene selection now. So the way that this thing works is that instead of saving it to an internal buffer, it actually writes the clip out to the channel that the BinkLooper is in. So you can imagine the empty clip slots that it has, these things, you can use as places for its buffer. And that's another powerful thing that I understand it, but I'm trying to think of crazier things you can do with it. Like if you start to apply like an LFO to the scene that it's going to write it out to, it'll write it out to random scenes, and then you could have clips firing of random loops that you've created on the fly, and creates this just crazy effect stuff that I plan to play with later. But okay, so let's go to our scene selection. So so we have our scene selection, and it seems that the BinkLooper is only able to use 8. Like if you create more, like, so I have 8 right now, and if I do like scene insertion, right, I have 9 scenes now. But if you go to this drop down will reflect that I have 9 right here, right? It'll show that I have 9, but if you go to the actual clip view, we have our scene selection, so we're just gonna start on 1, and then like right here, we're gonna, yeah, see, it only goes to 8. Even though I have 9, so maybe a bug, maybe intended. If the drop-down menu reflects that I have 9, it seems to me that the clip automation view could make it 9. And what's beautiful is that it's a Max for Live device, so you, in theory, can open it up and kind of see what's going on, and maybe modify it, maybe help fix it, maybe be a contributor. I don't know. It's up to you. It's your time. But okay, we're gonna have it right out to 8. So what we expect is we expect to click this, and then it'll use this as a temporary buffer. Now, one of the things to note though is that these things happen in a sequential time that sometimes if you push it too quick, since we have the default scene to 1, it'll actually throw a clip into 1. So we're actually going to do 2, and you'll see why later, because we're going to save the first slot in our BinkLooper to reset the clips. We're just going to delete all the clips with that, and we'll do that later. Speaking of delete, that's one of the things you should first do is actually delete. Let's do this. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's actually zoom in because we want this to happen relatively quick. Okay, here we go. Let's just do it right here. Right, zoom out. Come on. All right, and let's stop our clips. Let's just hit play. We got our beats. And if we've done everything right, hopefully, let me do this though too. Again, here, stop this. We want it in, quantize. See, and by copying it over, it already has no quantize, and it's in gate mode. Perfection. Okay, cool. Here we go. So if I push this, okay. All right, and then it loops, okay. So we'll have to fix the part where it cuts out the signal from the original track while the looper's recording. But I can stop this right here, right? And in theory, I can start pushing these buttons now. All from a loop that the BinkLooper looped in. But let's fix this now. So if I lightly tap on it, it should just delete the recording here. Gotta hold it a little longer. Goes to 2. And we don't have any audio. Okay, so let's delete these. Play our audio and then see what's going on with it. So we have to look at the sequence. Sometimes I wish in Ableton though that you, in these clip automations, you can view more than just one clip automation. That would be really, really awesome. Like in arrangement view, because you can see multiple clip automations. I wish you could do that in this view. So let's go in and make sure all our stuff is in the right time here, and we're just gonna scoot it over as tightly as we can. So here we're gonna do on, and then we'll do the scene selection. Ooh, that's kind of far away. Let's move this. Let's do that. So arm. Arm is first. Then we have our scene selection, which is going to write at 2, which makes sense, but we want to write at 8. Let's just do that a little closer. Okay, and then from here, let's do our loop length, which seemed to be fine, but we can move it in even tighter. Right there, let's do that. That's 4, so that's fine. And the offset, if you're curious, it's basically, it'll just, like in beats, it'll just wait that many beats before it starts recording in, which is pretty cool. Quantized, all that stuff, again, watch the other video. The device on, you can use the device on, but we really kind of just always want it on. But okay, so we have our loop length, which is 4, our delete, which is super fast, and then our arm and launch. So let's just see now if we do it. Okay. Maybe it's because it's in. Let's see. No, because the monitor requires to hear the clip. Okay. So if we hit stop. All right. Or out, and it loops. Okay, so now, but if we push this again, what will it erase? Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, hold on. All right. think these things are actually a little too close together. Maybe I did them too tight. It's one of those things that's a fine line with getting the sequence right, because you can catch it where, you know, as we're trying to reset stuff, that it itself will start just writing. So let's just try it. Let's just try to always write to 8. I've been told that this will cause problems if you don't have it reset, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. There is like a little hiccup that I think it cuts out like an 8th note. We'll work with that. We'll work with that. Okay, cool. So let's stop. I think this is kind of cool for now. And the idea is that, so we have our, here, I'll just use the mouse. We have our main drums here, whose audio is routed into the looper. The looper then lets it pass through, or it loops into our channel effects, which then has like our glitchy kind of stuff. And you can make it way more glitchy. Don't use these simple examples on the potential of what it could be, because it can be crazy like stuff. But yeah, so now what we want is, since we're writing the thing, we're actually going to take another of this blank clip, add it in here, and what we're going to do is this whole thing, we're on the Bink, we're just going to have it delete the clips, so that way when we group it, it's going to just delete the clip when we do this. So let's group this, and we're going to call it group effects 1. Okay, so now with that, I'm gonna just push these buttons over here, these on this side, so that way it'll trigger both. It'll trigger both. So let's see it. Let's see how that goes. Let's just do that. Got our dance beat, and as you can see, our glitches still work. Okay, but now let's use our things here. So everything's reset, as you can see. And now we're looping. We have our loop right here. So if I stop the drums, okay, let's start the drums because we plan to delete the clip. So let's start the drums again. And then when we hit this one right here, it should delete the clip and stop all the effects. That's the dream. That's the hope. Okay. A little hesitation. You can see that. Not everything's perfect. I could skip over that. I could edit that out. But I know, like when I want to see the errors when I watch people's videos, to see the trials and tribulations of what it takes to set up this stuff. But once it gets going, it's actually really cool. So let's do it again. Let's just do it. So like, okay. Turn up the drums. Oh, we're doing it with that. See here. So figured out how to fix my issue, and so what you can do, and I didn't know this, but you can actually go to each clip, and if you hit Command E, you can actually change the behavior of clips that or spaces of clips. So if I want to do this single button kind of push, this is how I'm going to do it. So I go through each of the clips, because if you push this, it's going to just fire this row, right? And firing this row is going to fire this clip, which is going to turn off our looper. So what you can do is go in and hit Command E, and it'll just take away any of the stuff. So when we fire our group now, let's do this here. We're going to delete the loop here. Do that. And then, yeah, so what we can do is this. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. That means something's not in. That means this needs to record. And now we have our thing. Okay, so with this, now what we're able to do is I'm just going to use the group effects buttons. I'm not going to touch any of the other buttons. So here we go. Okay, cool. Reset. Fire our loop. Our loop's recorded. And now pushing these buttons doesn't make our loop stop. Right? And if we stop this, right? We're playing with the loop. Okay, you know, and there's a lot of stuff in it. Again, I was just excited and wanted to show this because I think it's pretty cool. I'm still exploring the potentials and the possibilities, and there's tons of other videos out there of people using the BinkLooper that are great, and I'm just still trying to see how, even more so, how I can squeeze more out of this. I'm thinking of like using it in like vocals, like for like vocal routing tracks, and then if you have multiple loopers armed, you can loop, like if you have like 5 different vocal tracks, you can have one scene trigger all the loopers to record the loops, different offsets if you want. It's just, it really is honestly a really cool looper. And did I mention it's free? It's free. Free. But yeah, you know, just I gotta remember I'm shooting a video. If not, I can just play with this all day and just start tweaking and going in more hardcore, right? Like, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of show this like glitch rack and what you can start doing when you start stacking these effects. And again, I reiterate, really try different automation curves. I was just doing on and off, right? Try, you know, the different curves, whether it goes up, goes down, S, random, do all those, tighter the effects in terms of the time signature, the more glitchy it's gonna be. Make your beat repeat like 30-second notes, like, downsample even quicker. I have it doing over like 4 beats at like 120 beats per minute, so it takes a bit, but you can imagine that drops on like a 16th note where it goes like just, and just that's the effect. And you can just start playing it like you would a piano, but instead of playing notes, you're actually playing effects through these ghost effects, unlinked automations, and it's really fun to play. I highly encourage it. And again, I always say like again, but yeah, so I actually don't put these racks out for people to download, and if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think this is stupid. Let me know if you think it's awesome. Just, you know, I love having conversations about music, and you know, it's just awesome, and I just love this stuff. I love it. Again, just want to thank you for watching and checking it out. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. They totally help with the videos. Likes and comments help distinguish a video from other videos in the same kind of categories that YouTube decides to do algorithmically. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. You know, thank you for watching, and be well out there.